the right samples.
Dude, go for it.
Wait a minute. Ready to go. This is
Sound Off.
Rated T14.
Yeah, sound off, let them know how you feel. If the anger inside is real, sound off. Long before the bridges are burned, the powers that be, I wanna hear your words. Have you been hurt? Have you been walking around this world misunderstood? Have you been hurt? You gotta take back what you know is yours. Let me hear your sound off.
Welcome back to Sound Off, heard every Saturday morning on 98.5 KISS FM, beginning at 9 a.m., ending at 10 a.m. And Sound Off is a program designed totally with our young people in mind. Our goal is to make sure that we deal with issues that are relevant to our young people. And I am really excited to have in the studio with me on this morning is my good-looking, intelligent college student minus one high school. Sorry, Ruby. We do have a recent graduate of Conway High School. Class of 2011. Go ahead and rep for everybody in 2011. 2011, make some noise. Okay, all right. Yeah, you notice how loud that was, right? But we have a really, really good discussion going on. We're talking about the transition from high school to college, and I must admit that y'all are giving some really good advice. I mean, I'm pretty proud. I would expect y'all look like y'all were a little slow. No, I'm just kidding. You know what? On the real, it's really important when you can have young people that are willing to come back and talk about their experiences, rather good or bad. I think it's necessary because you might have a little brother or sister, but me as a parent, the fact that I'm a parent, I have a child going to college, it's even good for me. So I really appreciate the fact that you guys got up so early to be in the studio this morning. Can you just give yourself a hand? Yeah. All right. So on that note, my man, the only good-looking young man in the studio, what would you say was the hardest transition for you going from high school now being in college?
I would say it would be financial issues. Depending on what you have or the help you have when you leave from high school to college would determine, how hard it'd be for you. Myself personally, I didn't have much help. My mom was a single parent, so she didn't have much to help me with. So I had to go online and get Pell Grants and little scholarships I can get to help pay for things. But I still had to come out of pocket. I wound up getting an apartment. Very expensive. I have many, my own personal bills that I have to take care of, minus books and whatever other financial things I need to pay for myself to go to school. I want to say, as long as you keep your head up and save as much as possible, you can make it. I mean, it's hard. It's very hard. Now I know what my mom was talking about when she was saying that you got to go rock bottom before you get anywhere. That'll be it. Okay.
Well, let me ask you this. You talked about getting your own apartment, but would you say that's the wise move in terms of would it be not wiser to stay home if you had to? And I'm just asking. And I know you probably wanted to be grown is why you got the apartment thing, because but I'm thinking, okay, and I think we need to talk about that, because a lot of times, let's be realistic, if you want to get away from home and you realize you don't want to be on campus, you go, okay, I'm getting an apartment, but let's talk about, can you afford to pay for that apartment?
It's hard, but I can maintain it. I'm not saying that I moved out to be grown.
Okay,
I did move out because I didn't have other choice. My mom was like, you're 18, it's time to, flock, get out the nest. It's time for you to take care of yourself. So as a man, that's what I did.
Okay.
I want to say the wisest choice would probably be to stay home as long as possible. That way it leaves you with a little bit more money to work with your own financial situations. But if you can't, then try to get the government to pay for it, because doing it
your
on your
research,
own,
do
doing it
your
on your
homework.
own, it's kind of hard. It's not what it's cracked up to be.
Right, and let's for the record, you're local. You're a CCU and or Georgetown Technical College. So your situation is you're local. You're in Conway, but for a lot the young people in the studio, they're way to college. So I can understand the living on campus. And Brianna, do you live on campus?
Freshman year, yes, but I'm kind of drifting off a little bit.
Okay, what does that mean? What does that mean? You listening, Tasha?
I mean, she knows, but this year I'll be living in a historical house, which is actually a little bit more expensive than the on-campus dorm, but it's still like it's a campus housing, so I have the benefits of being like, on campus and everything, but I don't have all the rules of being in a dorm for my sophomore year.
Okay, you know what, then I guess that would bring us to talk about discipline. Okay, honestly, you know, I'm old school, and so I don't know, this probably would not apply for you guys, but when I was in college, I really can wholeheartedly say it took every bit of discipline I had to stay focused, to make good grades, and then we'll talk later about getting involved. So putting that, all of that stuff in the ingredient, then how important, Javante, and then I'll go around the table, how important is discipline as it relates to you doing well in college?
You must, you absolutely, positively must have self-discipline, because if you don't, you SOL from jump start. I mean, you just have to have self-discipline, because when you're on your own, you don't have your mama or your grandma, your daddy, your uncle, your stepdaddy, your sister, your brother. Get up, go to classes, get up, go to school. You have to wake up on your own, get to class, make sure it's good to be on time so you don't miss anything, so you can get your work done. That's what school is about. School first. That's the reason you're there, to get your work done.
Good. Okay. All right. What about Angelica?
I think it's very, very important that you have discipline, especially when it comes with time. Please use your time wisely, because when you have different schedule.
You laughing. That must be okay. Javante said, yeah, please.
With me, I had night classes and daytime classes, so I would have an hour break. I definitely try to get work done from another class, to try to do homework, or at least have time to study and grab something to eat, and then after that you have to go to your next class. So it's very important you use your time wisely and set up a schedule, even if you have to, you know, set your alarm clock. Say, you know, you stayed up all night studying and you need a little nap, take a nap, and then wake up and go do what you have to do. So that's why I say it's very important that you have discipline.
Okay, and you know what, that goes hand in hand with time management.
Yes,
time management. So let's talk about that a little bit. You getting excited
I was
there.
gonna say with the whole like time thing, I'm not even gonna lie.
Crucial.
It's all about like how you plan out your schedule. If you know you're not gonna get up at 8 o'clock or at 7 or 6 to get ready for a class at 8, don't have no 8 o'clock class. Cause I know I had an 8 o'clock class. I got up at 7:50 and I walked to class. Got there on time.
Wow.
I was on time though. I made sure that I was never late to class. But it's just about like how, if you know you're not gonna get up early, then don't have.
In other words, if you're not a morning person, don't try
do
not to schedule 8
But
o'clock
I
class.
think for freshman year, you still
you
gonna
have
get
to.
up early anyways, because you still have that high school. I had to get up at 6 in the morning. I did. I mean, I was still asleep, but you know, you still have that. I gotta get up early thing, so it's a better adjustment than trying to go straight into 12 o'clock classes, because you're gonna want to do all this other stuff in the afternoon, and especially if you try to get a job your first year of college, you're gonna have to work those long hours into the night, so it's better for you to have all your classes in the morning anyways.
Okay, all right. So how do you feel about that?
Discipline or time management?
Both. I think they go hand in hand. I really do.
Discipline. I think it takes lots of discipline to maintain yourself in college, because my freshman year, party. That's all I did.
And you being quite
my
honest,
grades kind of slacked down, and then when I had to buckle back up, I mean, I wound up getting back to, you know, my good grade point average. Time. I want to say my freshman year I was late a lot. I mean, not much, 4 or 5 minutes maybe, but I was late. I stayed late. Teacher always told me she's gonna give me a absent if I kept being tardy. But it does go hand in hand. You have to discipline yourself to stay focused on school, homework, classwork, because you get lots of homework, and if you don't do it, you're gonna fail 99% of the time.
Simple as that.
Yeah,
Right?
it's your homework that's gonna hurt you, because your classwork doesn't really count as much as your homework do.
Okay.
But
Papers.
yeah,
Yes.
them essays. Oh,
8-page
you gotta stay on
paper
it.
due by the end of the week.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you don't get a reminder, neither you have to
Nope.
remember yourself.
Yep. You come to class, your teacher don't know nothing about what she taught you yesterday. Just
Please
it's you.
have an
It's on
agenda
you.
book.
Okay, have an agenda book. That's
Yes.
good. And so that brings me to Ruby. As an educator, we say all the time, old habits are hard to break. Why do y'all want us to come to class on time? Don't be tardy. I mean, high school is a training ground. Would y'all agree or disagree?
Yeah.
So and so now do you understand why it was pushed for you to be on time, come to class, not being late? Because I'm telling you, I know when I went to college, the habits that you pick up, it's so hard to break them. And,
It is.
and as
It is.
Bree said, you have to come to class on time. I mean, you want to make sure that you take advantage of every opportunity that's been given to you. So Ruby, were you always late for class?
I was, while I think from hearing everybody, I think the ones just getting out of high school, just graduate this year, I think we really do have a rude awakening, because it's like how you said, you have to get yourself up every morning, and like there's no one gonna be there saying, you know, I'm gonna take you to school, or you know, go drive yourself, or anything, or like the bus or something. But like I think we, like the seniors that just got out, like just graduated, have a rude awakening, because they don't know what to expect yet. They've heard, but they don't know exactly how it is, you know, how the teachers, you know, how they said late, you know, we would just go in high school, you just be late, you go get a tardy pass. It wasn't like that big deal. If you miss, it's like they were saying, if you miss homework, it wasn't like you'll be like, oh, okay, just, you know, they wouldn't count it as much. But you're saying like homework and everything. I think we really do. I think we have a rude awakening, and I think it's like it's gonna be probably a tough year because all our habits, you know, so the habits to break. So yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, Brittany, you wanna get in on this conversation? We're talking about the importance of discipline when you go to college. You think that's necessary?
Yes. One thing that is very different is attendance policies. I know at Tech, like when high school you had excused absences and unexcused, there's no excused absences. And some teachers go by the Tech policy, and some go by their own policy. And some teachers, you can miss anywhere, will let you miss up to 3 or 4 days. Some might only let you miss 2. And once you do that, no matter how long you went to their class, you could have gone all year. But once you pass their absences, all the work you put into their classes, you're dropped.
And I think a lot of parents get
Lord.
upset, but the policy
child.
is as well in high school. I mean, if you exceed and you don't have a reason why you were out, it doesn't matter if you had a 97 in that class, you don't pass. But see, now you see the correlation between the two. It's high school is definitely a training ground to get you ready for college, to be prepared.
And I should listen to the teachers.
It's a little different at different colleges though, because I know at the College of Charleston, yeah, there are like different policies. Some teachers let you miss 6 classes, some only let you miss 3, and then like for every absence over that, your class, it drops a letter grade. And as Ruby was saying, yes, if you miss homework in high school, it's not that bad. In college, you probably get 3 tests, if that, and then you have maybe 1 writing assignment. So if you miss any of that, there's no way you could pass class. So you have to stay on top of stuff.
And if you don't do your homework sometime, there's no turning in late. If you don't bring it in, automatic 0.
Yeah.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Okay, so why nobody talked about this before? Now you see why this program is called Sound Off. This information, and I'm being really serious, this is vital information as it relates to not only students that will be attending college, but even as a parent. I mean, we need to hear these things, because a lot of times we send our babies off, or our kids are so excited, man, I'm leaving mom and daddy's house, I'm going to college. But here's what happens when you get there. I think it's necessary. Like I said before, have fun, but my goodness, it's a lot involved in this college thing. Sound off.
Rated T14.
You have been listening to Sound Off Now, we invite you to join us every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Now, if you would like to be part of this program, here's what you have to do. Simply log on to www.98.5kissfm.net.